Hi everyone, welcome to your Alchemy Scope. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. Let's take a look at the macro cycle. So what story is imbuing the energy set for all of us on a collective scale? To do that, I'm pulling up the Sabian symbol for the exact degree point of our new moon in Scorpio that is occurring at 19 degrees Scorpio on November 11th, 11/11/2015. The Sabian symbol is delicious. It is a woman draws away two dark curtains, closing the entrance to a sacred pathway. Now, this one, you don't have to be very intuitive to get the whole message, the whole energy set behind this micro story of this symbol, because these symbols, sometimes only a couple words long, contain great depth of meaning. This particular symbol, a woman drawing away two dark curtains that have been closing the entrance to a sacred pathway, is so self-evident. We are opening our eyes. We are seeing new realities. We are seeing the depths of interdimensions. This is juicy. It's very good. And for it to be occurring on the 11/11 portal, this new moon point, is quite something. So it could be, whether you're a woman or a man listening to this scope, that indeed you feel the energies quite clearly at this point in time as we move forward into, a more evolved self. It's ever evolving. The last couple months have been kind of unprecedented. The next several years will prove to be powerful and shifting. We are not going to recognize the people that we were. A year, even 6 months down the line, we're not going to recognize who we once were. This is a very poignant time. You are moving through a very poignant portal. You are stepping into your power, and in fact, you are drawing away curtains that previously veiled realities. So this is exciting. So let's go ahead and move on to the I Ching and see what your specific sign's microcycle is. Capricorn. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that I pull forward to give us a peek into the microcycle, or the energetic story underpinning the energies of this month ahead for you. You received number 31, mutual attraction. The two trigrams that make up this I Ching hexagram of mutual attraction are lake above, mountain below. The attraction of opposites is a powerful and fundamental force. The image of this reading is that of the attraction between a young man and a young woman in the courtship stage. In response to the magnetic attraction between them, the masculine principle, the creative outgoing, seizes the initiative and then submits to the feminine, the receptive and nourishing. When the assertive is able to defer to the receptive, and when the receptive accepts responsibility and exercises its quiet leadership, an electric and profitable union is the result. This brings good fortune, for all success depends on the effects of mutual attraction. Consistency is important, for this is what separates courtship from seduction. Remaining open to the forces of attraction and not closing yourself to them to halt natural flow is optimal. Learn to yield to the natural tugs and pulls of the heart. Capricorn, welcome to your spreads for December. So let's get started. I will say that I am filming this on our 11/11 new moon that's starting this next cycle for us. So this will run from our Scorpio new moon to our Sagittarius new moon, the 11th of December. So as I usually do, I'm using my custom series deck, my 144 card deck that I've made and used for myself. I will say that I've been receiving several questions recently about whether or not I sell this deck. And it's not made for mass consumption right now. So it's not for sale. However, I am in the process of making two fantastic decks. And one should be out very soon and the other should be out before Christmas, hopefully. So I'll keep you posted on that. Joining us at the table, we have my Elder Wand, my Dumbledore Elder Wand wanted to join us today. And I have a beautiful, I want to acknowledge this beautiful rose quartz heart. I had a fantastic client gift that to me, and I wanted to honor that. I have a piece of selenite joining us today, and I have the transitional leaves of this fantastically gorgeous maple tree outside that wanted to come and join us for, who knows, a transitional time. Here we are at this 11/11 new moon portal in Scorpio. Pretty powerful, that. Obviously, Scorpio is going to be at this date, but to have it land on 11/11 is delicious, and especially after we've been through such a vibrant, energetic time frame recently. Well, the last few years certainly, and throughout this entire year, but certainly in the last few months as well, huh? So, Capricorn, let's take a look. See what's coming up for you. Capricorn. Let me organize this a little bit here. My table is running out of space quickly. Okay, there's a few things to look at here, actually. So let me spread everything out, and I am going to turn everything over. If you've tuned in before, you realize that the reversals are not like traditional reversals in tarot, which actually can be read in two different ways. These actually provide additional information for each sector of this synchronic spread. So let's go ahead and turn everything over. So there is something coming up with a man. There's a male figure, a prominent one, maybe a love interest at work that's coming up for some of you. Now, I want to tell you something interesting. When I was doing your shuffle, Capricorn, something very interesting happened. There was a very specific sensation that I got in my right hand. And it started when I first began shuffling for you, and it lasted the entirety of the process. And it was a very powerful, it was a powerful shuffle. It was a powerful session pulling this for you. So what I'm getting from that is that it's a powerful time frame for a lot of you. There might be a lot of feeling happening, a lot of intensity, perhaps, for a good portion of Capricorns out there, okay? So let's see. The center issue during this phase of the Scorpio new moon to the Sag new moon, you're going to be contemplating a lightness of being, contemplating taking things lighter, not being so serious about the things that have left your life. So you're going to be contemplating in a new way, not Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids, but having more humor about the things that have cleansed from your life, about the things that have purged, about the things that have dissolved or gone away. Okay? This is good. It's necessary. It feels like it's a necessary thing to have happen. It could have to do with a significant man in your life. Now, this is coming up opposed both the desire card and the work card. So, for example, for some of you, it could be a boss that you're having a love affair with, or that you love. Or it could be somebody at work, right? But it doesn't have to be a work person. It could be somebody that you know through a project, like a creative project, or some sort of entangled relationship, something that you're working together, collaborating perhaps on something. There's going to be some intensity though, see, Capricorn. You're not sure. What's happening is that on a spiritual level, a lot of you out there are not sure, you're unclear on what to allow and not to allow, where your boundaries are, what is optimal for you to have a border around. So it could be that there is desire to build a certain relationship through this work person, but you're contemplating this. You're contemplating this. And you're also contemplating how it affects your path, because if it is somebody tied with work, or if it is tied with somebody that is keyed into your career path, or some sort of something that you could be in for a while, you're contemplating this because you don't want it to negatively affect you. But there is, in the emotional sector, the Storm card did come up. This does refer to upset, but it also refers to intensity. So it could be that there's intense thoughts about seeing this person. So it could be that, and for example, for some of you out there, it could be that at your workplace or through this creative project or this work project, that you've met somebody, like there's some new person, some new man that comes into the scene, and you see each other and there's intensity between you, and there are thoughts perhaps of desire. There is a sexual connection, there's an attraction, there's a force perhaps between you that is abundant. So it's interesting. So what this is, so this is desire, work, abundance, financial abundance, but it's also abundance, and nature. So what this is referring to is, and this is in the mental sector, so this is your thoughts. This is talking about, you're thinking about the desire at work. It's abundant and it's natural. There is something. Now, granted, some of you out there could definitely be doing some work with regards to nature, environmental work for some of you out there. It could definitely be related to nature. However, it could very well be for the majority of you that this is very natural. There's some organic connection that you have with this man. It's abundant. I mean, you might feel that you've known this person before, and it could be very well that you have, So, so here's the work card. I haven't shown this yet, and I'll show the abundance card as well. So, yeah, there could be something coming up that is going to have some thoughts flow for you. There is going to be some organic connection coming up. But again, you're going to be contemplating the fun. The humor card is also fun. It's laughter, it's enjoyment, but you might be thinking, do I have to purge it? Do I have to cleanse it? Do I have to get rid of it? Because does it negatively impact my path? This is a general reading. This is absolutely not going to apply to everybody out there, but this is the message coming forward for at least a good portion of evolving Capricorns out there. So Indeed, you're going to be contemplating some new fun and whether or not you have to cleanse it or eliminate it. This is different than the focus when I first started reading the spread, but it always does, as it naturally should do. It comes into being when you go through the whole thing. That's what this feels like, Capricorn. Some intense meeting of a man through work. There's going to be desire. It's going to be organic. You're not sure about what boundaries to put into place. You know that it's fun. There's new fun that's entered your world. You don't know whether you should actually just be clean with it, you know? Very interesting. Okay, fabulous. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and pull up your archetype cards. We're going to do like we did last month. This is Carolyn Mrs. Archetype card deck. And I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards. And I'm going to have you tune in intuitively to one of them. I really would like you to tune into one. I've had some people kind of tune into all of them. But that I really want you to practice, like to hone your skills of intuition. That's where everyone needs to go now. Everybody needs to become their own empowered master. And it's important that we all practice that. And I'm going to help us all practice that in these scopes from now on. So let's go ahead and pull your 3. Capricorn. So card 1 for Capricorn. Beautiful. Card 2 for Capricorn. And card 3. Beautiful. Okay. So Cap, go ahead and tune in. See what's speaking to you. See which one brings you a feeling of expansion. Which one does your eye naturally go to? That is the one. Which one feels the best? Which one gives you a bit of light, an emanation of light, or a feeling of joy when you look at it? All right, so let's pull. This is, of course, Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters. And we're going to go ahead and pull your guidance, your main guidance for the month. Okay. For Capricorn. Way at the bottom here. Great. Focus upon your strengths, Apollo. This is about tuning in, attending to, really focusing being discerning, in other words, with your thoughts and focusing all of your energy on what is working, in who you are, what is working, what are your gifts, what are your strengths, what are your skills. So if you're one of these people that tends to look at the negative by default, tends to focus on the lack by default, you must learn to turn it around, especially now. The negative ain't gonna fly. You're gonna find more and more, life will resist you more and more the more you resist life. So you have to tune into the natural abundant nature of living systems, the natural abundance of nature. You have to, in order to really join the ride that we're all going on. So this is about you not focusing on what's not going well, not focusing on the lack or what you perceive as lack, but actually focusing on what is working, what is good, what are the strengths within you and within the situation. All right, so Capricorn, so if you chose the far left card, you're receiving Judge. A reminder that these are the qualities that are asking to be matured. So if you pick Judge, this is about moving out of offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, and criminal authority, and moving into balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Now, of course, this is interesting, taking into account the work situation that might be coming up, a potential romantic interest coming up, the balance of power issue that might be coming up, looking at your path in the future that might be coming up. So, interesting. Integrity. It's definitely about integrity. It's about not being overly critical either, which links into this card as well. So Capricorn, if you picked the middle card, beautiful. This is a very Capricorn card. Engineer. This is about being the innovative. I mean, this is very Aquarian as well, but it's being the innovative restructurer. Okay, so this, if you've selected the middle card, it's about moving out of reliance on mechanistic solutions without regards for emotional consequences. So this is about feeling human, yeah? So then this is about wanting to evolve into going into the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So, as Capricorns, are aligned with systems and structures and organizations and governments and foundations, I love this for you. So this is about, again, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. And again, there's the link here about emotional consequences. So it's about connecting back to the emotional self. Getting a little bit out of the head and into the heart, the creative space. Now, I will tell you, this is stunning. This is stunning. Detective, this is the third time detective has come up. If you selected the far right card, detective is what wants to be matured in you, Capricorn, during this cycle. This is stunning. So detective, this is about moving away from voyeurism and falsifying information into great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. I'm going to read that again because this is now the third time it's come up, which means that it's a macro cycle, it's a macro lesson, it's a macro growth edge for many people. Great powers of observation and intuition is calling to be matured. Desire to seek out the truth. This is about connecting, tuning in, waking up, seeing the truth. Really powerful, that. Again, third time up. Beautiful, Capricorn. So let's move on and see what else we have for you this month. Capricorn. So we come here to the final component of your alchemy scope. Here I pull up a Dakini Goddess to reflect the embodiment that is ideal for you to take on this month in order to walk through this chapter with least effort and optimal bliss. You received a beautiful Dakini. This is number 2, Sophia. Her realm is where the etheric imprint of consciousness penetrates the atmosphere, bridging the tree of life to the earth. This is referring to the Kabbalah tree of life. Now, a reminder that I am using here the 64 Dakini Oracle that was written by Penny Slinger. As I did last month, I'm going to read here the Dakini transmission. And I'm also going to add the affirmation for Sophia for you as well. So Capricorn, the Dakini transmission for Sophia is this. I am wisdom. I am knowing. I am the truth. I am showing that all knowledge lies within, and there's no such thing as original sin. The affirmation, Capricorn, for Sophia is this: I have access to all wisdom. I know how to discover everything I need to know. My mind collects information. My heart distills the wisdom. I'm going to read that again. I have access to all wisdom. I know how to discover everything I need to know. My mind collects information. My heart distills the wisdom. Beautiful, Capricorn. I'm wishing you a fabulous month ahead. A reminder that I offer sessions for people who desire to understand their soul stories in a deeper way, and those that are in the midst of issues and shadow aspects, repeated patterns that are toxic, they're ready to get rid of them. I help people get clear on what those are so you can be free. So please reach out for a session. You can go to my service webpage. The link is below the video if you'd like to learn more and connect with me. Have a wonderful month.